Hey everybody, welcome back to Going for Two with Jack Taylor. My name is Jack Taylor,
My name is Hunter too.
and it is our first time talking to you guys in a few weeks. We have just reached a point in football season where I'm not sure I want this to keep going. So when
It
times
doesn't
like
matter
that,
what we say. It's just done.
it's just no fun. And until some coaching changes happen, uh, they don't want to play. We don't want to talk about it. So there we go. So we still want to do a podcast, and it's basketball season. So
It is. It is.
Going for Two is now a basketball podcast for the first time ever. For the first time ever. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to talk about basketball. We are one game into the season, so we have a lot to look forward to, especially after that game. Seems like we really do have a lot to look forward to. We're going to kind of give a preview of what this podcast is going to look like. We're not going to do like an in-depth look at the team. We might do that closer to SEC play, but just talk about what we know right now. And what this is going to look like. And we'll also continue doing a pick 'em because college football is still fun, but
Yeah. Just not.
Mississippi
Just
State
not
is
our
not.
team.
Right. So yeah, I think this is going to be a lot more fun. Hopefully, this will get people more interested in college basketball, specifically Mississippi State college basketball, because that seems to be on. We seem to be on the rise. Me and Hunter have talked about this the past few weeks, and we really do want to get into like the bracketology and like all the RPI stuff, how valuable road wins and neutral site wins and all that stuff is. Like we just think it'd be fun to kind of grow our knowledge about it and share it with you guys as we learn. So with that being said, we want to show that we do know ball a little bit. We
Yeah.
know a little bit of basketball. So let's just start naming some players. We were thinking about what school to just name players from, and there's just a lot of NBA alums. Mississippi State's not the one, so
No.
but we're familiar with the Kentucky Wildcats because
Yeah.
we play them a lot, we lose to them a lot.
Like most of their players.
I, I'm a big fan of John Calipari and the boys most of the time. But yeah, let's just do this. Just back and forth, naming players, just to prove that we know ball and that we deserve to have a college basketball podcast. So
Okay.
I'll
Would
let you
to
go first. I'll let you go.
I will take John Wall.
All right. I'll take Boogie Cousins.
I'll take Shea Gilgis Alexander.
I'll take Devin Booker.
I'll take Carl Anthony Towns.
I got Jamal Murray.
Julius Randle.
Tyler Hero.
Bam Adebayo.
See, Hunter, this is getting to the point where I don't know ball. Malik Monk.
Rajon Rondo.
Dang it. Anthony Davis.
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Oh, man. Well, this is De'Aaron Fox. Did you already say him?
I'm not sure, but you can take him.
All right.
2020 MVP Jamal Murray.
Already said him.
Oh, oops.
Got him.
Um, Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Sharon Fanning Otis. She coached at Kentucky and at Mississippi State. Two
Eric
birds, one
Bledsoe.
stone. Dang it. Oscar Sheboy.
Kevin Knox.
Um, I think that's got me. I'm at the end of my line.
That was I think we showed well. Nerlens Noel was a big miss there.
Yeah.
From you. Who else?
That's tough. Um,
I guess if you knew someone else, that it wouldn't really be like Tyler Eulis. I guess maybe.
yeah. Well,
But
there you go.
yeah,
I've never claimed to be an NBA guy, but college basketball, I've always kind of enjoyed. Just Mississippi State college basketball in particular, I just got into it a little late. I got into it during the Rick Ray era, and I don't know if you know much about Mississippi State basketball back then, but it wasn't fun.
I don't know a lot. Was
I would say it's eerily
when did
similar
Rodney
to the,
Hood happen? Or like that.
that was during Stansbury, I think, like late 2000s. But yeah, the Rick Ray era in basketball probably eerily similar to the Zach Arnett era of football. So you missed a lot.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So this year, again, super excited about Mississippi State basketball. One game into the season, well, one game on our official schedule. We did play one exhibition game against Southern Miss that Hunter was actually in attendance for. But looking at the Arizona State game, like really all we got right now is the box score. We both watched that game in the glorious Barstool broadcast, and obviously the first thing that jumps off the page is Trey Fort, 5 for 10 3-point shooting and 21 points, just absolutely tore it up in the first half and helped tear away from Arizona State pretty early. But that was a huge performance from a newcomer, and but also probably what stood out to me the most, Jimmy Bell, in the absence of Tolu Smith and obviously with Will McNair, I think transferring over the offseason, a big guy to just fill in those holes right there, was incredibly important. Played 25 huge minutes for us. And Jimmy Bell, transfer from West Virginia, on the broadcast said that when he got to Starkville was 335 pounds.
Jeez.
Does not look like he's 335 pounds now.
Like
He's
I was about to say, we have a huge team just by. I know the Barstool broadcast was talking about it, but just looking at the dudes, just like trees.
You'll notice that me and Hunter like to make fun of Cam Matthews a lot. Not make fun of, but just like, what is his specialty? He's a big guy, like really big, and Guy Chol. How tall is he?
I think he's 6'11".
Okay. I thought he was pushing 7 foot. And then Jimmy Bell, obviously, really big, real heavy. Not 335 pounds. He's definitely slimmed down a lot. But, he's a big guy, and he can finish really, really well. So I think in the absence of
Jeffries is also huge. Like
he's also very big.
It's just everyone.
Yeah, don't let his 1 point fool you. He's got really good size. But yeah, I really did. I liked the look, and then obviously missing Shaq Moore and Keyshawn Murphy. Those guys will really, really help as well. But first game against a team that was in the tournament last year, had a tournament win last year. I don't think the season could have started any better. Our defense is still just suffocating defense. We were pressing up 22 points at one point, which is just hilarious. But that's just what Chris Jans does. I mean, he never takes his foot off the gas. Offensively, you still see those struggles, especially early and close to the end of the game. We just got sloppy, but 3-point shooting near 40% is well improved from our average last year, which was around 27 or something. I just think if you can keep it around like 35, we're a much improved team from last year, because last year we were the worst 3-point shooting team in America at 27%, and we still made the tournament. So imagine what a couple more per game can do for you. But what were your main takeaways? I know I've been talking a lot, but you got it.
We only scored 18 points in the paint. We scored 71 points, and only 18 were in the paint. I'm not gonna go, look at the stats. That feels different.
Mm-hmm.
And I know 10 threes changes that a whole lot. But I mean, it just looked different offensively than last year, and maybe it was lack of Tolu, but and not having like the guy that we just go to, and maybe having a few more shooters, but it looked completely different. I'm very excited to see it. Not like a great day from a bunch of guys like Andrew Taylor. He was in there for 11 minutes. Had a few assists, but he wasn't knocking down shots. He was a 20-point per game scorer last year at Marshall. So at some point he's gonna light up again. I'm just super excited to see what happens. Yeah, I think we're a super deep team right now, even without 3 players, and I think once they're back, it's just gonna be insane.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I don't even know if we've mentioned Josh Hubbard, but he's the all-time leading scorer in Mississippi high school basketball, and we saw 6 points from him last night, but no assists. And he was part of that sloppiness late in the second half. Just a couple of turnovers. In his first real collegiate game, I mean, you could just kind of see him, getting his feet under him. He had a really big shot to kind of take the lid off the basket at one point in the first half, and it was a really deep three. You can see the potential, but it was just kind of rough around the edges in that game yesterday. But man, super excited to have him. I'm really, really glad he's in maroon and white and not red and blue. So props to Ole Miss for just firing Kermit a little too late. But yeah, I'm excited because we did all that. We scored 71 points. We had a 15-point win and hardly got anything from Josh Hubbard or Andrew Taylor, who are supposed to be our scorers. So, yeah, that is super exciting.
Going into this year with the news that Tolu was out, I was starting to worry about our non-conference. But looking at it now, seeing how we played against Arizona State, which I thought was the biggest issue. Maybe Georgia Tech. I'm not sure how they are. I know Rutgers, but there's thoughts on Tolu being back for that. But in this stretch of games, I thought the Arizona State game was going to be the toughest. Seeing how easy that was, that kind of changes everything. It goes from, wow, I hope we can survive until Tolu is back as 2. Tolu's going to be completely fresh for SEC play.
Right.
We have an SEC Player of the Year caliber guy that we can just go to an SEC play, and he hasn't played a minute.
Yeah. I mean, completely unbiased. I mean, unbiased is a strong word since they were gambling on the game and were obviously pulling for certain things to happen. But I mean, an unbiased, in terms of they don't care about either team, broadcast was saying this team still has an all SEC caliber player just hurt right now coming back during SEC play. This team
and still has more leading scorer from last year.
Still has more to add. That's crazy. People are taking notice very, very quickly. Last year, it took us 11 games for people to be oh yeah, Mississippi State's has something going on, and then we start out SEC play 1-8 or something. So we kind of got this media attention over a 11, 12 game stretch, and then completely lost it and had to build it back up over another couple of months. So I think it's important to build that media presence from the beginning, and like it or not. I mean, I guess there were at least some eyes on that Barstool Invitational, so it's important to get that media really early. But you want to talk about the exchanging of the guard with Isaac Stansberry and a coach's son? Two coaches' sons going at it.
Yeah, that was a very fun point in the game. Arizona State was extending the game for 20 minutes, it seemed like, and then finally decided it was time to do the proverbial human white flag of putting in the coach's son. And you know what we did? We countered with Isaac Stansberry.
Our own white flag.
No, that's our white victory cigar.
Right, there you go.
It was beautiful. I enjoyed seeing that. College basketball. Does every team have a guy like that?
They seem to, yeah.
How is there so many of them? Why weren't you one of those?
I don't know. I couldn't even make my 9th grade team, much less a D1 basketball team. So looking forward from this game, we've got 2 games before we'll have another podcast because we'll continue to do these on Thursdays. But 2 games. We got one on Saturday against UT Martin. That's at 4:00, and then next Tuesday against North Alabama, also at home. So first time our men's team will play at home in the newly renovated Hump, which has had some disappointing reviews, at least just on the pictures. I've heard that people that have actually gone into the Hump have really enjoyed it, and it looks really nice and everything. But the pictures weren't exactly what we were all promised. But that's a John Cohen, renovation for you. So, but yeah, again, not quite sure like what our schedule will look like. Maybe we'll do like a couple episodes per week in SEC play. I know we said that for football, but that didn't really pan out because we didn't want to talk about this.
We knew that would not be going forward.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, if this team is as good as we think they are, and then there will be enough to talk about twice a week. Me and Hunter hope to go to several games this year, and we really do want to buy in and just be a part of a fun basketball season, a fun time for Mississippi State basketball.
Support the good coach here.
Yeah. And keep him here. I mean, please. But yeah, I mean that's what I got. Obviously, just two hopefully non-competitive games coming up in the next week, and then we'll get to some fun ones. You mentioned Georgia Tech, Washington State. I don't know, it's a Power 5 game, but who knows?
Northwestern after that
gonna be a good one. Yeah, and then the Rutgers game close to Christmas will be fun, and then we'll be to SEC play. But yeah, I really am excited about this. First time I've really cared this much before a season in Mississippi State basketball in probably my life. So
completely buying in every game, living and dying with the gross basketball that is being played.
Yeah, during the first half yesterday, I was literally standing up in my living room because I was so excited.
I will enjoy dozens of these minutes.
Yeah, at some point, I will be laying down in my living room and have my heart rate be way too high when Oscar Tshiebwe gets his 19th offensive rebound on one possession. But until that happens, I'm super excited and I'm bought in. So is the bad man gone from Kentucky, by the way?
Please tell me. I don't know Kentucky ball.
All right, well that is gonna do it for our basketball talk, I guess, and we can move on to our pick'em for college football. So yeah, we haven't actually discussed these beforehand, so this will be a surprise to both of us. But we'll start these off and we'll post these as we always try to, if we don't forget. So our pick'em starts with game number 1. Game day should probably be there. Number 3, Michigan. At number 10, Penn State. Here you go, Hunter.
It does not appear that Jim is going to be fired. I think the deadline for that was like today, or if he was going to be suspended for this game.
Gotcha.
So I think I'm going to go Michigan here. I would like Penn State to win just so stuff would get weird, but I'm going to go Michigan.
All right, I'm going to take Michigan as well. In game number 2, we have another ranked matchup, which seems like we have several of those today. Number 18, Utah. At number 5, Washington. I'll go first in this one. I'm going to go Washington.
I will be going Washington as well.
All right. Game number 3, we have number 13, Tennessee. At number 14, Mizzou. I'll let you start this one.
Give me Mizzou.
All right. I'll also be taking Mizzou. I think they're going to finish the year 10-2. So I like Mizzou a lot there. Game number 4, where game day actually is this week in Athens, we have number 9, Ole Miss. At number 2, Georgia. Brock Bowers coming back for this one, supposedly.
I have no clue.
That's regardless. I think Georgia wins this one, but
yeah. I'll be following you with that one.
I hope so. Game number 5, we have number 7, Texas at TCU.
Give me Texas. Quinn is back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll take Texas as well. I mean, seems like we're agreeing on a lot of these, but I mean, I guess I'm just taking the favorites. I don't know. Game number 6, USC, unranked, finally. At number 6, Oregon. I'm taking Oregon.
It's Bo Nix at home. I will be taking Oregon.
All right. Yeah. Game number 7, we have Florida coming off of a loss against Arkansas, of all teams. At number 19, LSU. Not going to wait for you. I'm going LSU.
Should I, for sport, go Florida?
No.
Okay, give me LSU.
All right. Game number 8, we have Duke at number 24, North Carolina. It is basketball season.
Baby.
Yep. So we're a basketball podcast now. We had to throw it in. Yeah, I'll go North Carolina, I guess. I don't know.
Give me Duke.
Okay. I like it. Finally disagreeing on one, and now we move on to game number 9. We have Auburn at Arkansas. I choose a Comet to just hit Fayetteville, and we not have to watch this. But in case that it does happen, I'll take Auburn.
I will take Arkansas.
Do you know something I don't, or are you just
no? I'm just trying to be different. Trying to be different here.
I hope Auburn wins. I don't know why. I'm still rooting for Mississippi State to not finish last in the West. We deserve it in every way. But yeah, Auburn, you're our last hope. And then game number 10, America's game of the week, Mississippi State at Texas A&M. 6:30, under the lights, Kyle Field. Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend to pick Mississippi State.
Yucky, stinky.
Texas A&M, I'll take them.
Give me the Aggies. Wimbo with Jimbo.
All right.
Players of the week.
I'll do a score prediction. That's all I can do.
I'll do a player. That's all I can do.
Okay. All right. I'll do Texas A&M wins 35-9.
Offensive player of the week, Malik Ellis. He will catch a pass. Defensively, defensively, DeCarlos Nicholson.
Yay. So I say we're going to lose 35-9. You say we're going to lose Malik Ellis to DeCarlos Nicholson. Yeah. So anyway, no pick'em winner for last week. Sorry, we did not post that. We didn't have a podcast, so it just kind of slipped our mind. But me and Hunter did our picks individually midway through the 11 a.m. slate, and Hunter beat me on that one. So he extends his lead to 9 games. He's now 67-33 on the year. I'm 58-42. We're in Whomping territory there. Last year it was like a two game difference going into the last week. It's not looking good for me, guys. But
is this a Game 7 situation for you?
I think every game since week 4 has been Game 7 for me, and I've lost them all. But anyway, yeah. So that'll move us into our Instagram questions. Hopefully, we'll get some good ones. I haven't looked at these today, so this will be a surprise to all of us. And yeah, we have a couple of them here. So Courtney Purvis starts us off with something that's not a question. It's just let's go.
Not a question. Please only send Instagram questions.
Is our question box a joke to you, Courtney? That's what I have to ask.
It didn't say statement box, exclamation box. It said questions.
That's tough. And Brooks Taylor stacks up 3 questions here. Was that a fun game or what? Against the Arizona State game.
Yeah, that was a good time. I enjoyed that.
It was very, very fun.
I forgot what life felt like.
There were out of the 40 minutes total, there were probably 12 that were just gross, which is perfectly fine. What was the longest stretch Arizona State had without scoring?
There was like 6 minutes 20 seconds without a field goal.
I remember last year it was like a ranked matchup, or no, I don't think we were ranked, but we were playing A&M, who was like I think maybe a top 10 team at the time, and we held them like 12 minutes without a field goal, and I'm just like, how is this happening?
How is this just a small thing you're talking about?
They're like, oh yeah, I guess A&M hasn't scored in a while.
Well, to be fair, it was probably like a 6-0 scoring run.
That's very
All
valid.
6 were free throws. We went 6 for 28 on them.
Surely we've built a 30-point lead by now. No, we're losing.
We're losing by 2.
The best thing about last year's team was we would be down 10 with 4 minutes left, and then you would literally blink and we have tied the game up, and you're just
it's time for growth again.
Where did this team come from?
2 steals and a free throw.
3 yards and a cloud of field goals. I don't know what that was. Also, we forgot to mention 17 of 22 on free throws last night.
Yeah, that's big.
Huge. Tolu was not factored into that, so do take that with a grain of salt. But yes, Brooks, that game was very, very fun. Hopefully we have several more like that. Brooks Taylor, what could we be at full strength in basketball? It's a very good question. I think it looks a lot like it did last night. I mean, I think even when Tolu and Shaq are in, that's what I want it to look like. Defensively, especially with Josh Hubbard and Andrew Taylor, scoring from the outside. I think it could be great. Trey Fort keeps on scoring. This team could be the same defensive team from last year, but scoring upwards of 70 a game, and that's very scary. But anyway, last question from Brooks is actually going to dip back into football just a bit, and he just says Parsons ? Chris Parsons did come in tail end of the Kentucky game, and although did not lead a touchdown drive, had 2 or 3 drives that really he was exciting. His presence alone was better than any quarterback play we've seen in a long time. He had 1 deep pass to Tulu or Justin Robinson, can't remember who, but looked really, really good. And he's one of the guys, me and my father-in-law have noticed, even just in his warm-ups, you see the ball just literally jump out of his hand like no other quarterback on that sideline. And that's, you saw that translated into his couple of possessions against Kentucky. Obviously the circumstances were crappy. I mean, we were playing terrible, but he was exciting to watch. So anyway, that's going to do it for this first ever Going for Two basketball episode. If you liked it, just let us know what we can do better. Let us know some segments that we can do to make this, just a more fun podcast and more basketball centered. Hopefully, as we learn more about college basketball and in this team, you guys can too. So again, thanks so much for listening. For 102, I'm Jack Taylor. Thanks for listening to Going for Two with Jack Taylor.
Mr. President, there's pronunciation guides on the Mississippi State basketball roster.
Should we go down and listen to some of them? Oh,
you
it's
hear
not
that?
the players doing it?
No.
Dang it.
But it's only Tolu as well.
Oh, and his, like, phonetic... like, the way that his name is said phonetically, it just says toe. Lou.
I was going here to see what their NIL prices were, but I can't say I see them. Oh yeah, here they are. DJ Jeffries, how much do your services cost? Host anything, $65. Appearance, $164. That seems worth it.
For DJ to just show up at my birthday party?
Just show up. Tolu Smith post is $13. Can we get a Tolu Smith shout out for $17?
Please.
I just want Tolu. He's a fun guy.
What about Isaac Stansberry?
Shout out is $24. He knows his worth.
That's crazy. What about Guy Chol?
$64. Let's go see what Guy thinks.
What does Guy think he's worth?
Guy Chol. Oh, he's not NIL. Josh Hubbard isn't either. Shaq is $24 for a shout out, $130 for an appearance.
What do I got to do for a cam line?
For a cam line, $12.
Okay, that's definitely worth it.
For an appearance of Cam, it's $47.
Also, Jimmy Bell, if he came to campus 335 pounds, he's now 280. I don't know if that's a healthy amount of weight to lose in 8 months.
Look, I just want a DJ Jeffries appearance.
Just come on the podcast.
DJ Jeffries.
Imagine us just sitting here for 40 minutes, just DJ Jeffries, DJ Jeffries, DJ Jeffries, DJ Jeffries.
I can't believe the Isaac Stansberry prices. He might be the most expensive on the team.
His cameo has been just...
It hasn't. I can. That's...
What about... What's old Jimmy Bell charging?
He's not on it.
What about his goatee?
NIL game. How much are women charging for this?
How much for a Luke Meyer appearance?
Dozens of dollars.
A dozen $1 bills.
How much do you think a Jessica Carter shout out cost?
$8.
$14. It's a good price.
Wow.
I feel like she has like a pretty big following, right?
I have no idea. I'm not one of her followers.
Name another Mississippi State women's basketball player. Name your top three.
You've certainly put me on the spot.
Go ahead.
Victoria Vivians. She's definitely in my top three. Tierra McCowan and Morgan William.
My God, I just looked at our softball NIL prices.
Are they higher than they should be?
How much do you think a Riley St. Clair appearance costs?
Probably $300.
$591.
Jeez.
QB1 money is crazy. I guess this has been it for the after show. Thanks everyone for listening.
Mm-hmm.